Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying out and comparing the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas Potion, or it's not potion, it's just Cut Crease Canvas, and then the Urban Decay. I'm just kind of comparing it to the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and they are similar in shade, so I thought I would just give it a try and see how the eyeshadows performed, if they perform differently from one or the other. And I just think it's a no-brainer that eyeshadow primer is to prime your eyes for eyeshadow. And I know a lot of people use concealer, and I use concealer sometimes also, but I think if you want to get a really good solid eye look and you don't want your shadows to go anywhere and you want them to blend the way that they're supposed to blend, I recommend that you use an actual eyeshadow primer. This is probably my favorite one. It reminds me of the MAC Paint Pot. MAC Paint Pot is a little in ochre. It's a little bit drier, but I think they're all really good eyeshadow primers. So again, eyeshadow primers are meant to prime your eyes for eyeshadow, to give it a really good even base. I really like both of these products, and yeah, I just don't see using concealer after trying this one, especially. If you guys haven't tried it, you have to try it and let me know what you think. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you find it helpful. And yeah, just keep watching. Okay, so clearly I have my Instagram brow on. That's what I'm calling this. I went in with the whole unibrow thing, and then I kind of cleaned it up. It is a little intense, but I wanted to try it because, I mean, it's honestly, it is probably one way to get your brows almost perfect, like evenly. If you could tell, like they're almost perfectly, maybe a little bit off, but for the most part, it's like literally almost identical. So I think this is probably the best way to achieve a brow that they're not just related, but they are kind of twin sisters. They might have like a birthmark or something that's a little bit different. And yes, my lips look a little weird because I was also trying the faux lip filler lip routine, and did it give me a fuller lip? I think it did. I think we can all agree. And I will show you guys the steps that I took to achieve that. So I'm going to use the Revolution Makeup Cut Crease Canvas to set. It's a full coverage eyeshadow base, and it's called the Cut Crease Canvas. I don't really hear anybody talk about this. I haven't heard actually one person talk about it, which is why I bought it, and it was Robert Welsh. And he was talking about using this as a cut crease for your cut crease. I mean, it's called Cut Crease Canvas, but it reminded me so much of the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion that I love ever since I discovered it. And was it him? I think he may have been the one also to talk about this eyeshadow primer. And I have this in the shade Eden. This is the absolute best eyeshadow primer. This is kind of, it's a creamier version of the MAC Paint Pot in ochre, which I have. And I heard a girl talking about it the other day, and she's like, remember back in the day when everybody used to use the MAC Paint Pot? Like, there's still a lot of people who still use it, but back in the day for her, I don't know, she's 23, so back in the day for her could be like when she was in high school. But I'm going to prime one eye using the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas, and I'm going to prime one eye using the Urban Decay. And let's see if you guys can tell the difference, and I'm going to see if I can tell the difference in how my eyeshadow applies. This is like, it's got a brush. Literally, it's a brush to cut your crease, Avi. So I am going to just place that on my lid. And then I just want you to see like how it compares next to the, it's got a real bouncy cap, so you got to be careful. And then I'm going to put the Urban Decay on and see how it compares side by side. Formula, texture. This is a little bit drier. I can just feel it going on. This felt a little bit more wet. And it's just like a hint off. Like the shade is probably just a hint off. So let's blend out the Cut Crease Revolution side. Feels pretty good. It doesn't feel super dry. I like the MAC paint pot. It is a little bit on the drier side, but you really don't have to set it. You don't really have to set anything unless you know, feel like it prevents you from your shadows from creasing. Now, using an eyeshadow primer base is going to be the best as far as your eyeshadows sticking to your eyelid. I mean, eyeshadow primers are made for that reason, specifically to prime your eyelids for your shadows. So you can use concealers. I mean, everybody uses concealers, but primer is for that reason. Concealer is to conceal, and it's going to stick to your eye, but it's not going to stick to your eye like an eyeshadow primer would. So I don't know why like that is not talked about more, and when people are using eyeshadow primers as opposed to using concealers, vice versa, how they don't know like it's a primer and it's meant to be used as an eyeshadow primer and concealer. But I mean, it's personal preference. This you don't want to let dry too much. Probably should have blended in right when I put it on, but let's just see how it dries down. As you can see, it blends out pretty fast. And honestly, oh, okay, I could see the difference. Okay. It makes sense now why this is a cut crease base, because a cut crease is something that you're going to put down and then put a shadow on top of it. So it's going to want to stay a little bit tacky, and that's how this feels. It feels like tacky. It's not wet, but you can feel the tackiness in it, so that your cut crease and whatever shadow you're putting on top of it is going to stick to it. So I think what I'm going to do, and you can see how it's pretty similar. You can see this side is a little bit shinier than this side. This side's a little more matte because it is a eyeshadow primer. This is a cut crease base. So you can see that it's just a little bit shinier. So what I'm going to do is just set that using some translucent powder. I wanted to try the translucent powder, the Ciate London that I got in my BoxyCharm, because it's super finely milled, and I'll use that in my next video, I guess. So I'm just going to lightly set this eye. But the translucent powder from Ciate London that came in the BoxyCharm is like coconut infused, and it's just supposed to be a little hydrating, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to lightly set this side, just like not as much, but just because this side was pretty tacky. So it does feel pretty much the same as the primer side. So I'm going to just go in with some shadows and just, you know, see how they perform. I'm going to go in with my Huda palette, my Huda Nude palette. Stunning palette. Absolutely stunning. And I'm going to set it here so that I can see what I'm doing and try not to knock 50 things over, as I always do. Let's see, what shades do we want to play with? Okay. Now I'm just going to go in with this fluffy blending brush from Wet n Wild. And I'm just going to place this shade. Again, you can't really read because it's in rose gold. The palette is pink rose gold, and the writing is in rose gold, so you guys know how I struggle with that because it's so hard to read. It's really going on nice, like it's really smooth. I love Huda shadows anyway. I mean, they're pretty, they blend effortlessly. But I mean, it looks really pretty, even though it's a cut. But I mean, it's a cut crease base, so it's meant to be, to have shadow on top of it. So, I mean, it's not like I'm putting something foreign on it that's not supposed to be on it. So, I mean, it does set pretty. I always end up with the hair in my eye. I don't care what I'm doing, where I'm going. I always end up with the hair in my eye. Like, if you ask my mom, she'll be like, oh my God, everywhere you go, you have a hair in your eye. Ah, I see it. Got it. It's so satisfying when you actually find the hair. So now I'm going to go into the other side that I have the Urban Decay primer on, and I'm going to just do the same thing and just blend that same shade. And you guys know I have like a freaking canvas on my eye. Like, I get a lot of admiration, compliments about the size, the lid space that I have for eyeshadows. Like, you can totally like do some artwork, like some graffiti. If anybody wants to rent out my eyelid space to advertise some of your products, or I don't know, kind of like a billboard, I am your girl. Wow. You guys, like, it with this lighter shade, and I'm going to just place that above, right above this shade, like just right on the edge, just to buff that out. I really want to pick up the little Huda, forgot what they're called. They're the little square, the little tiny square palettes. There's like 3. I really want to pick those up. I want to get my hands on those if I can. I mean, there's a lot of, I think one of the little palettes is probably like a mini version of this one. Honestly, just from looking at it, it looks like there's similar colors, similar shades. And I think they look pretty even as far as like how they laid down, how the concealer in the base picked up the product. I'm going to go in with a darker shade. Darker shade. That's what that reminded me of. Darker shade. I'm just gonna go right here on the outer V. Now I'm just placing it there, so it's going to look kind of funky for a minute. And then I'll blend it out. I thought I had a video idea. And it's not like set in stone. It's just an idea that I thought I would try. You know, there's so many setting powders and finishing powders, like, and you know, a lot of them are super finely milled. The one I do want to try, and I don't know why I haven't got it yet, other than the fact that I have a million setting powders, is the RCMA translucent powder. Wayne Goss uses that, and anything Wayne Goss uses, like, it's good. Wayne Goss is like the man as far as makeup in the makeup industry and makeup beauty gurus or whatever. I just think Wayne knows his shit, man. He's so down to earth. He's so not about, oh, hey, look at me. You know, he's just a real genuine. I love him. And when I see people put like thumbs down on his video, I just want to ask them, like, what about Wayne? I'm going to go all the way across. What about Wayne would make you give him a thumbs down unless you're just a hater? Like, Wayne Goss knows his shit, like he does. And I really would love to get my hands on his brushes. They are pretty pricey, but I mean, anything Wayne Goss, like, I'm here for. I'm team Wayne Goss. Wayne Goss for president. Vote for Wayne Goss. If you haven't checked him out, you have to go check him out. Like, he is the shiznit. As far as I'm concerned, any reviews that he does or anything that he talks about is legit and real honesty. And you can just tell. Like, you can just tell somebody's character by just, I could read people really well. I have a very, very intuitive spirit about when somebody is like genuine and when they're just like all about, you know, like, oh, I'm like Wayne Goss, look at me, I have so many million subscribers like some of these other people. Like, you don't get real people very often who stay real once, you know, they start getting to a certain status. You don't get that very often. So the shadows are blending really nicely, I have to admit. They are blending really nice. I'm going to go in with something just really shimmery, something pretty. Do I want to use that brush? No, I think I'm going to go in with a different brush. All right, let's do this. This is going to be intense. I'm going to spray my brush. Now this is a glitter. This is called Infatuated. You really want to make sure that you're using, I probably should have put a little bit of like that cut crease base down, or just something like a little stickier, maybe some glitter glue. I probably should have done that because it's not really sticking very well. I mean, it's doing the trick, but I'm going to go in with a little bit of, let me wipe this off. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Cut Crease base, just a tiny bit on the other eye, just to see if it makes a difference as far as the glitter sticking to the eyelid. All right, let's go back in with that Infatuated. Not much of a difference. Oh, maybe a little bit. I'm going to go over this one because it's not really sticking. I'm going to go with, it's called Exote or Exoite. I could be saying it wrong. It's just like a super, I don't know if it's red or pink. Yeah, it's like a, I don't know. And you want to be really careful with these glitters, because one of these little glitters gets in your eye, and I don't really like a lot of glitter. Like, I like glitter that's going to stay in place, but you know when you have glitter in your house somewhere, like the Christmas bags that have glitter on them, oh my god, I hate those. I will never buy those again. I will never buy those again. I think what I'm going to do is spray my eye with some setting spray just to keep that glitter from falling. Just to kind of keep it in place. I really like the base. I mean, I think they're pretty comparable except for the fact that I had to set this one just a little bit. But other than that, let's see. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of this color called Concealed, and it's like a peachy. No, do I want to go with that one? No, I'm going to go with this one. It's called Play. It's kind of like just a light orange. I don't know where to tap that off at. I'm going to go right at the top where I put that other color. Kind of went too high too soon, so I kind of ran out of room. I have to say these shades just went on. As you can see, I didn't have to do much blending. Like, you saw it for yourself. I didn't have to do much blending at all. What do you guys think about my eyebrows? Do you think they're intense? Do you think, because you know, your eyebrows technically should end about right here. Mine does go over just a little bit. This one goes over a little bit too much, but I mean, I might clean them up just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the base. If you guys haven't tried this Cut Crease base just to cut your crease or to use it, it's called the Cut Crease Canvas. So it really does lay down a pretty canvas. What do you guys think? I think the shadows look really pretty. They blended really well. Trying to see if there's any other colors I can play with in here. I think I might go a little bit deeper just for the hell of it, you know, just to try to use as many of these colors as I can. I'm going to go in with this Love Bite. Just using this dense blending brush. I'm just going to pack that on the corner. I do have to say that the glitter did not fall on my face. So, I don't know if you can see, it didn't fall on my face. So, I mean, that's a good sign. Now I'm just literally pressing that right on the edge. I think it's really pretty. It's just like a deep purple. And I didn't blend that corner out like I was supposed to, but it's okay, it doesn't matter. See if I can go in with a little bit of it right here. What do you guys think? I really just wanted to try these, the base, and just compare the Revolution to the Urban Decay. I love the Urban Decay. Like, I will always use this. I'm going to continue to repurchase this. I've only used the Revolution cut crease one time, so I mean, I haven't really, I did cut a crease once with it, literally only one time. But I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup and maybe clean up my brows a little bit, throw on some lashes, and just kind of show you guys the final look. I just really wanted to try out the base for the eyeshadows, so I'll be right back. Okay, I know, intense. I wanted to try to give my eyes kind of like a feline look. This really wasn't a tutorial or a makeup look video, but I just kind of started going and just kind of went with it. The whole point of this video was to do the Instagram brow, where you just do the brow and connect it like all the way across and then clean it up. I really like that technique because it does give you brows that are almost identical. And then I also wanted to review the Revolution cut crease canvas with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in Eden, and just see how the shadows blended. And I have to say that they blended pretty equal on each side. And then I went with this NYX holographic lip. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Is it wearable, like just on a regular? Like for me, this is a regular, like out, and this is a normal look for me to go run errands, or, you know, go to lunch, go to dinner, you know, walk to the mailbox, go wash my car. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review of the primer. If you guys haven't tried the Revolution cut crease canvas, I recommend you get this. I think, I don't know, I have it in Create. The shadow is Create, and I'm assuming they have other shades, but to me it's almost identical to the Urban Decay, and probably similar to the MAC Paint Pot, but the MAC Paint Pot again is a little drier formula, and which I still love, so I don't know why people think you don't use it anymore, but I still use it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. Go out and try the cut crease and pick up the Urban Decay potion in Eden. I just think it gives you a really pretty base. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a like if you liked it, if you found it helpful, and let me know what you think about this look. Do I look like mysterious? See you guys in my next one. Bye.